Welcome back to the channel. Fiercely Collecting here. Today we are going to be doing a top 10 countdown for the most valuable Hot Wheels Premium Fast and Furious cars. That is right, we are down here on the mat in the Fiercely Collecting HQ. Got a clean slate out here, ready for our top 10. And yes, the hobby is definitely not all about the money, but as the year comes to an end, it's always kind of fun to do a little pulse check here on the community and just kind of see where things are sitting. And especially for myself, one who is heavily involved here on the Fast and Furious side of diecast, I am constantly looking at auctions and checking prices just to try to add some other stuff to the collection. So I am very aware and very kind of in the know on the price. And you guys do seem to like these kind of videos, and they are fun to make. And you know, like I said, it is the end of the year, so I figured perfect time to do a little 2025 top 10 wrap up. All prices were based on sold eBay listings, and they were all off of the carded variation of it, no loose or anything like that. Coming in at number 10, we have a very recent release, and that is going to be the Chase Eclipse here for the 25th anniversary. This one just came out here basically this month, but it is sitting currently around the $35 price point. It has already dropped a pretty substantial amount. Been seeing a lot of people posting that they are finding these, so it doesn't seem to be too hard to find. I think around that 30-35 is probably where this one is going to stay, considering a couple other premium releases of the Eclipse, like the one with the gray 10 spokes, also the one with the black 6 spokes. They all hover right around that $30-35 range. So I don't think, especially with this being Spectra Flame, that it should not really dip down much lower than that. There is a ton of cars that are right around that $30-35 point. I picked this one to represent the number 10 spot, just because it is a recent one and it's one that I really like, but that is going to be our number 10. And coming in at number 9, kicking it OG here, which is a nice 1-2 punch with the Eclipse. We have Dom's RX-7 from the original Fast set. We have it here on the card as well as in loose form. This was the set that definitely brought me back into collecting. Just such a good set, such good art here. But this one is currently trading around the $40 price point. The whole original Fast set itself is right around like low 200s for the whole set. So that is still definitely carrying quite a premium, but you can pick up a couple of these cars from the original set, are still fairly cheap. This one not being one of the cheaper ones, and we will be seeing some more cars from that set for sure. But number 9, Dom's RX-7 at $40. And coming in at number 8, we have Suki's Honda S2000. This was from the Quick Shifters set, which I believe was all the cars were female driven cars in that set. And I do not have a carded one. I'm looking up on my wall again. I'm really surprised by that, and I probably will be picking one up just to add it to the collection. But this one is coming in around the $45 point. Even the S2000 that was in the Silver series, and then some of the older like original Walmart sets, all of Suki's S2000s hold up very well secondary market. Even the Silver series and the Walmart sets were like the $30 price point. So very, very impressive. This is, I think, is a lot more popular car than people think. I mean, the S2000 just in general is very popular. And then I just think everyone really digs this paint scheme, and Suki was pretty awesome in the movie. So that is going to be number 8, Suki's S2000. And at number 7, going back to original Fast, we have Brian's Eclipse. So this is the second appearance here of Brian's Eclipse in the countdown. This one has the little 6-spoke wheels. I think these are probably the most like movie accurate looking wheels, but they still, I don't think, are really my favorite. But this one is currently trading around the $50 price point. Between this car, Dom's RX-7, and the car that you actually see in the next spot, those three cars are basically holding all the weight for this original fast set. But this car is just awesome. You have the black wing, you have all the nice graphics. All of these Hot Wheels ones are sadly missing the graphics on the hood, which is definitely a bummer. Let's see if I can get that to stand up. But here we go with the loose version. Like I said, you have all these cars are real rider and metal chassis, which is nice. But that is going to be your number 7 is the OG Eclipse, coming in around the $50 mark. And number 6, again with the original Fast, we have Jesse's Volkswagen Jetta MK3. This one is currently trading for about the same, around that $50 price point. It is hard when you're looking at eBay because you get like some random ones that are a little low, and then you get some crazy ones that I don't know why people are buying it for that price. So try to kind of get a happy medium. It is a bummer that the Hot Wheels community doesn't really have anything as far as like price guides. I think there's a couple like Instagram channels and stuff that kind of do some price tracking, but let me know down below what you guys use for pricing. I usually just go like I did for this video and do eBay sold listings. I feel like that is kind of the easiest to do. But this one, I did not realize, I was trying to pick up some extras of these for some wheel swaps. I did not realize how expensive this guy was. So that definitely caught me off guard, but coming in at number 6, Jesse's Jetta. And cracking the top 5, I kind of debated putting this one in, but it does seem like this one is really starting to circulate out there now. And this is going to be another chase here of Dom's RX-7. This is from the second release of the Fast and Furious 25 anniversary. So we have the same car basically as the OG release, except it just has the awesome Spectra Flame paint. I know I just did that Jetta unboxing with their like Spectra Flame RX-7, which was amazing. If you haven't checked that video out, definitely check it out. That car was so awesome. But yes, this car carded is going for around the $60 price point. I do think it probably will trickle down, probably close to where the Eclipse is, probably closer to like that $30, $35 price point. So I definitely would not jump on this one right now. I would give this one a little. All right, well, actually lost power for a second there. So that has never happened here filming a video. So that was definitely unexpected. But yeah, like what I was saying, this one currently up around like mid 60s, and it is probably definitely going to drop once these are more readily available in the stores and people start to find them. So I would definitely hold off unless obviously you find it in the store, then that is awesome for you, but definitely let the secondary market kind of chill out a little bit on this one. And number 4 here, going all the way back, this is actually the first set that Hot Wheels came out with for Fast and Furious. I know a lot of people think it was the original Fast set, which in my opinion would have made sense, but it was not. It was this Fast import set. We will show you the back here. It has the Ford Escort, the Lamborghini, the R32, and the Mona Lisa, Nissan Silvia. But this one definitely is the most sought after car there. This is Brian's R34 Skyline from Too Fast, Too Furious. I think this still to date is probably the best Hot Wheels premium version that we have of this car. Let's see if this will still stand up over there. But here we have the loose one. It has the chrome 6-spoke TE37s. Got all the nice graphics and such on here. This is not obviously like the correct movie accurate body kit or anything like that. It is right-hand drive, which is cool. And then it has the Too Fast, Too Furious license plate, which is a nice touch. But this one is trading for around $65. So actually more than any of the original Fast cars, which is interesting. But the Fast import set as a whole is definitely trading for less than that original Fast set. But this still, like I said, is probably considered one of the best Hot Wheels versions of Brian's Too Fast, Too Furious R34. Definitely a awesome one to have. And cracking in here to the top 3, and one that I honestly almost forgot about, but I would consider this a premium, and that is the Team Transport Liberty Walk version of Brian's R34. And this car is in the same boat as the new Eclipse and RX-7 like Chase, where this was limited to 1 per case, but I actually don't think that this was guaranteed in every case. The new Eclipse and RX-7, they are guaranteed to have 1. I think for the Team Transport, which you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was not guaranteed. So I think that's why this holds a much higher price on the secondary market. It was just so much harder to find. This one is going for around the 150, if not a little bit more than that on the secondary market. This one, of course, does come with the Racer's Edge Team Transport to match the car, which is very cool. I have this one displayed off to the side. Like I said, I almost forgot about it. And I saw it at the last second when I was getting ready to start filming and had to throw this one in. I actually bought this one off of Jake, Strictly Diecast. So he was kind of offloading some stuff. And this is one I had been after for quite a while, but just never pulled the trigger. And super cool that I got to pick it up from him. But this is going to be our number 3, around the $150 mark for the Too Fast, Too Furious Liberty Walk edition of Brian's R34. And number 2, another R34. Brian's R34 has 3 of the top 4 spots. This one going NFT. I kind of debated whether or not to include the NFT cars in here, but these are definitely some of the most expensive Hot Wheels Fast and Furious cars. This was the second and most recent release here, and it has the reverse livery, which is pretty cool. Have the holographic card here as well. I was able to secure 2 of these during the release. We have one loose as well. The nice 5 spokes, and it kind of has like a, it's not a gloss, but I'm not sure, like just kind of like a semi-gloss, but the wheels look very nice. Has the 1/4 mile life on the license plate. But like I've said in some other reviews and stuff on this one, I really do like this reverse livery. I think it is pretty cool. So you don't have the sponsors on the hood, but you do have the Hot Wheels and the Too Fast, Too Furious logo on there, which is pretty neat. But this one is currently trading for around the $230 mark, and that is, of course, for the sealed. You could probably find some loose ones for a little bit cheaper if you're interested. But yeah, definitely kind of interesting that we have Brian's R34 here for 3 spots in a row. And for number 1, super fast here, we have another repeat with Suki's S2000, but this time being the SpectraFlame NFT version. This was the first one that they released for the NFT Garage, and I did not get this one. I had to buy it on the secondary market, and I don't have one carded of this either. Like I said, I don't have one carded of Suki's regular S2000. And I don't know if I will be getting one of these with the current market value of around $350, which is absolutely crazy. Definitely going to be a tough one to try to pick up a second, but I would love to display it, especially with the other NFT. So that is on the bucket list for sure. But man, this thing is so cool. And this was the first SpectraFlame Fast and Furious car that we got, and it was a while till we got Brian Skyline, and then now this year we got 2 more SpectraFlame Fast and Furious cars. So very cool that we now have 4 of them here in the collection, and I do think this one definitely does deserve the top spot. I just absolutely love this one. Still trying to think of what wheels would look better on here. I don't know, still have never been sold on the lace wheels. You know, this is on Dom's RX-7, Suki's S2000. I've just never been a fan of these wheels. I definitely don't have the heart to chop this one up and do a wheel swap, but I definitely would love to see if anyone else has wheel swap this one. But for that price point, this is a tough one to want to drill into and mess with. But there we go for our top 10. So let me know your thoughts here on the top 10 most valuable Fast and Furious premium cars. This was a fun video to do and just to research, and definitely was some surprises here with Brian's Skyline here, and then Jesse's Jetta, I think, were some of the biggest surprises for me. There were a couple cars I was surprised were not higher up on the list. But I guess that is just how it goes. But I think this would be a fun video to do kind of at the end of every year and just kind of see how things change. I don't think I have done this video before, so this will have to be our starting point. Here is the 2025 roundup. Definitely some pretty valuable cars in here, but like I said, it is definitely not about the money. That is definitely, I know, not why I am in this for. I just absolutely love collecting all these cars and making content and just filling up my room with as much Fast and Furious stuff as I can. You guys all know, if you've been here for a while, that's just what we do. But thank you all so much for stopping by, tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace.